Hi, I'm Regina McCann Hess, founder of Forge Wealth Management, and I have another friend here today.
Hi, I'm Karen Robinson. I work for Amerisource Bergen.
Karen, what do you do for Amerisource Bergen?
I am an account executive there.
All right, so tell me about your day-to-day work. I know you travel off and on a lot.
Yes, I
so
do.
tell me about what you do when you do have to travel. Where do you go visit? And
Okay, as an account executive at Amerisource Bergen, what I basically do is I go into hospitals. I work with the inpatient pharmacies and help them obtain product that they need for their patients. Pretty much, I'll look over their account and look for any opportunities where we can help them. We do pharmaceutical distribution, but in addition to that, we offer solutions. So I'll talk to them about anything that would help the hospital save money, anything that can go back to the patient in order to put more money back into the hospital.
okay, that's great. I know being in the medical field, it's very expensive to be in the hospital. So anytime you give money back to the patient, they're really happy about that, right?
Yes. So definitely helpful.
Wow. So do you work with the hospital administration, the pharmacist, the medical team to make sure it's a full view of the client and making sure they get what they need as far as the medications go?
Yeah, so basically I work for mainly with the inpatient pharmacies, or if there's materials management, supply chain, anything along those lines. Again, working with them to whatever we can do to contribute to patient care and give back.
What do you like best about your job?
I would say the patient care.
Yeah.
You have this, even though you never see the patient, you really have this knowing that you can get these products to patients when a buyer calls you from a pharmacy and it's like, I need this, there's an operation tomorrow and this is the product that we have to have, and you know that you can get it for them, and if maybe somebody's out of it, you can work with people to make sure that that product is going to get to the hospital.
And
it is. So it's a big deal because we all have family members that have something going on in their lives, and they're sick or whatever it might be. So to be able to help that, you see that end result.
Oh, that's key.
Yeah.
That is really key.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
We've all been there.
Yep.
We've had family members in those situations. And knowing that somebody's behind the scenes, making sure that our family member has things that they need to help them get better. Awesome.
It's big. Yeah.
That is awesome.
It is. And it's very rewarding in that sense. Yeah.
That's great. So tell me about maybe one of the challenges that you face being a professional woman.
Well, the travel is hard. It it is hard. There's times where, I just last month, alone, I was gone for almost 3 weeks, and the month before, and so the travel, I think, is the hardest part for me in that sense, and not being home. And doing the things that are required for me at home, and technology and online, everything has definitely helped significantly in managing what you need to manage. But at the same time, I would say in the professional world, that's definitely hard. It's a lot of hours, it's a lot of travel, and you want to give it your all every day, and you want to make sure that these people that trust you, you're not letting them down. So it's a big deal.
And as professional women, I know and you know that when you travel for business,
yes,
it's really not that glamorous.
No, it's
so
not.
Everyone's like, oh, you're going to wherever. You're going to Boston. And my ears perk up. Oh, yes, Boston. And you're like, I went from the hotel to the hospital, back to the airport, to the train. It's not glamorous.
I sat in traffic for 3 hours to go 1 mile in Boston or whatever it might be. Yeah. So, a lot of people say that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still rewarding, but at the same time, again, you don't really get to see things, or at nighttime, you just want to go back to your hotel because you have so much work to do, and you're by yourself. Right. So you are productive, but at the same time, you're like, I wish I had coworkers. I wish I, had my family here, my coworkers, or whatever it might be. But,
So with that, I guess the work-life family balance must be really difficult for you because you travel a lot more than I do.
Yeah, it is. Fortunately for me, as my kids are getting older, I have a 12-year-old and a 16-year-old, and
both beautiful people, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, and they, putting responsibilities more on them. My husband and I are really big on making them more independent and really trying to put the responsibilities on them to just make things flow. So that has definitely, it has changed over the years. It's gotten easier in that sense, that as they're getting older, you don't feel the pressure like you did maybe when they were younger.
And you know, it is sometimes it's like you don't really want to do that, but those are great life lessons for them too at the same time, because Karen and I are both Philly girls, so we know what it's like to grow up as city girls, and you know, you just have to fend for yourself and you have to do everything. Our kids do not understand that whatsoever.
No, they think they do. They do. I think, you know, when, you know, my son is a teenager and he's very involved in sports, and he really loves school, so that's a big deal. And he always wants to be active in everything that's going on at school, so that becomes a challenge. And then in addition to that, my daughter, she has her activities and her after school activities, and just that she's 12, you know, so she wants mom there, and that's a big part of it as well.
Yeah. Now, do you find that when they were little, at least I thought it was like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy, I can't juggle all this, and as they get bigger, they have all these different sporting events that you have to also drive them to. So it's even, I felt it was more busy then, even though I didn't have to be there every moment.
I agree. It's interesting, you know, when your week is over, you're like, oh, it's the weekend and I can catch up and I can do whatever I have to do. Actually, no, my whole weekend is running them back and forth everywhere, and who needs to be where, and it just goes back and forth. And by the time Saturday night comes, I'm like, I haven't done one thing for myself. I've been back and forth or whatever, but it's still rewarding, because that time's going to come where they're not going to be there anymore, and you're going to wish that you had it back. So that's how I look at it.
Now, do you try any tricks with them in the car? Like when I'm in the car with my kids, I don't turn the radio on to see if they'll talk, and I just sit there and be quiet. And eventually one of them will break. And that's the only way I learn anything.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because otherwise it's one word answers.
Yeah, that's it. And you really get nothing. Well, it's funny because I have one that's a talker and one that is not.
Okay.
So I'll turn the radio off and I'll see how far I can get with her. And then it's just asking the right questions, and then once she starts, then she'll open up.
Wow, see, that's awesome. Yeah. I have to make sure my kids don't watch this one.
I know. The little things,
Those are my little tricks. We gotta keep that secret.
Yeah, don't let them see this.
Oh, goodness. So aside from work and fun, what could you tell me about your financial thoughts, and what do you think about as far as future-wise? What do you worry about? What do you plan for? I mean, 2 kids, a husband, the cutest dog.
Yeah.
Cutest dog.
He is, right? He's a cutie. Thank you. Yeah,
yes.
we just got a puppy, so he's just turned. He'll be 7 months now.
Oh.
We you know, the biggest thing, especially now as you know, the children are getting older, the kids are getting older, and as time has passed, has always been retirement. That's been a big thing. The best advice I ever got was the day I turned 21, and somebody said, "This is a 401k, and this is what you do." And it was literally the best advice I ever got. And since then, I just made sure I've always focused on that. And so now, as I'm getting a little more advanced in years, you think about that. Do I, you know, am I going to be set? You know, are we going to be able to continue to afford the lifestyle that we would want to? Not that we really live beyond our means or anything, and we're really careful, but at the same time, we want to make sure that we're comfortable and we can enjoy what we want to enjoy out there. So that's first and foremost. And then next, I would say, making sure that I'm setting my children up for what they need to be set up for. You know, education, college is going to be coming soon, and we want to help them. Obviously, you know, they have to have some skin in the game, so they're going to have their responsibility, but we want to be able to help them. And then beyond that, when they start their family or whatever it might be that they choose to do, that we're able to help them along the way, so they're not, you know, struggling or whatever it might be. You always want to make sure you're there to take care of them as well.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, right?
I know,
you got to get them grown and flown successfully, but at the same time, there's maybe a little help along the way.
Yeah. It's
But
like,
not too
I want to
much.
help you,
But
but I'm
not too
not going to,
much.
and I'm really not going to let you know what I'm going to do, because
You don't want them to count on it.
Exactly. Yeah. So they really are clueless when it comes to that. But it is definitely something that I've always thought about over the years, and I made sure. And you know, you and I came up the same way, and it was always something for me that I looked at. Like, I knew that this is what I wanted to make sure that I broke away from, and then I was able to be able to help my kids the way I wanted to. You know, they need to be helped, but at the same time, you know, make sure you have quality of life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've done a great job with that.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thanks for being with me.
Yeah,
being
no,
here
thank
with
you.
me today.
This was great.
Oh, good. I
know.
enjoyed being
Yeah,
with you. I mean,
this was
always
I know.
fun. to
Yeah,
hang
we
out.
always have fun. We always have a good
Usually
time.
there is wine involved, though.
Yes.
Yeah, this is one of the few times there's not wine
Yes.
involved, or as we call it, mommy juice.
Yes. We get our juice box and we're good.
Yes, we're good. But thank you very much.
Thank you. This was great. I loved it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great day, guys. Thank you for tuning in.